What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily. We got the three of us back here. We got work to do, boys, after a slow start to the week, but we usually pick it up on the weekends. Magic, you look like you're feeling better today. I like it.
Yeah, the allergies are gone. All the allergy medicine wasn't working, so I just switched to Southern Comfort, and I feel great today. Not usually something you say after drinking a bunch of Southern Comfort, but I feel pretty good.
I wonder if we should feed Heather some of the Southern Comfort. I was talking off air yesterday, and she's got allergies kind of like you do. So I wonder if is it doctor approved, you think, Magic?
It's Dr. Magic approved. Especially when it's administered by Nurse Naughty.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. All right, let's go. We're going to go to Papa Dude Saturday because we got 3 college basketball games. We're going to start with this one. This is going to be a classic, I think, tonight. 5 o'clock Central Time, Iowa State at Houston. Houston, 4.5-point favorites. The total sits at a low 121.5. Papa Dude, who you like?
Well, that's what sticks out at me right off the bat is that total. That is low.
Yep.
But it could very well be 58-54, something like that. These two teams get after you on defense. This is a classic today. Houston's the better team, but as we've seen, if you've watched any of the Big 12 tournament, that place is going to be, I don't know how many it holds, say 19,000. It's going to be 18,000 for Iowa State.
Yep.
I don't know whether that'll be the difference or not. I picked Iowa State to win the tournament before it started. I'm going to stay with them. I'll take Iowa State plus 4.5. Wouldn't be surprised if Houston wins, though, by 1 or 2.
Yeah, we've both been kind of saying we think Iowa State's going to win this tournament. They played each other twice. The first game was 57-53. Obviously, that would have went well under this total. The next game was 73-65. Houston won that one at Houston, and then Iowa State was the winner, 57-53 at Iowa State. So I'd say the total is about right. All right, Magic, who you like in this one?
I'm going to take the over. I like Iowa State, but I also like the over 121.5. They're two of the best defensive rate teams, according to Ken Palm. Talked about that yesterday when I said I'm going to go with Iowa State to destroy the Baylor Bears, which they did. Good on you guys for being on. You've been on this Iowa State train for a while now. All it's going to take for them to get over 121.5 is for one of these teams to get hot and go on a run and feed off the energy in that crowd. And I think 121.5 is begging you to they're just saying like, no, it's going to be under, because people look at that first matchup that they had. But I really think it just takes 1 or 2 like sparks of offense for a team to go on a 9-10-0 run. It's going to blow this thing wide open total wise. So I'm going to go over 121.5.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, you kind of look at how these teams have played so far in Kansas City as well. Iowa State scored 76 and 76 in back-to-back games, and Houston's just had blowout wins, and they've been well over, that kind of pace of that total as well. So I kind of agree. Maybe over is the play here. One thing I'll say, though, man, these two teams are very physical. They're very tough, and so that will play a little bit into that under.
Well, and we know Kelvin Sampson extremely well, and he likes to muck it up. And seen him win a ton of 58-54 games. However, these two teams can shoot the 3 ball. And if they get hot with the threes, it doesn't take long to get over that total. They both can make threes.
Yeah, they can. Before the tournament, I thought Iowa State was going to win this thing. I don't, right? I think Houston, they are playing unbelievable.
They are great. They are.
However, I'm taking the points. I'm going to go Iowa State plus the points here. Michael says it's now to 5.5 in his book. I would take that. I would take 4.5 or 5.5. If it went the other way, maybe not. But I think it's a close game. So
let me ask you this, you guys. If you were Houston, would you rather get beat today and then maybe you don't become the number 1 seed overall going into this with that monkey on your back? You're still going to get a number 1, but you might not be the number 1 seed in it, the top 1. That's a ton of pressure. Would you rather get beat in this and break your momentum, or would you rather keep going into it? I mean, they really have nothing to prove. This is a tough situation.
Yeah, agree. I've been on record with my North Carolina bet. I kind of said, man, it'd be nice if they lose one, to kind of in this tournament to rest a bit, but they didn't, unless they lose today, which doesn't matter. No, I think when you get this far, it doesn't matter. I mean, to me, if you're a team that's a serious threat to win, if you lose in the first or second round of one of your tournaments, it's like, well, whatever. But if you get this far, I I think I would rather win. You want to try to win. You want to try to win the conference tournament when you're there.
Well, they're going to try. There's no question about that. But I don't think it's tragic if they lose.
No, I don't think it's tragic to either one of these teams if they lose. So, but this is going to be something. All right, let's get to the next one. This has been one of the best conferences all year long to watch. New Mexico, at San Diego State. San Diego State -1.5 here. Total sits at 142.5. Pop Dude, who you got?
This league, no idea. You just throw them in a hat, and one day one of them beats the other one, and the other day that same team will turn back and lose.
Yep.
That's the way this is. There's top 6 teams. They're just identical to each other as far as how they may have different styles, but they'll win one and then somebody will beat them because that league is so tough. It's a lot like the Big 12. New Mexico, when they get to playing and they're playing well, I think they're the best team in the league, but there's days when they don't. So San Diego State is pretty level. They play about the same. It's in Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means nothing, I don't think. I'm going to pick an upset. I'm going to go with New Mexico to beat them. But I wouldn't touch it. No way.
New Mexico. Magic, what do you think?
I'm going to slightly disagree with Pop Dude. I think the fact that it is in Vegas does matter because if this is at San Diego State, we saw them they went 14-1 at home.
Oh, yeah.
They're a pretty team when they're not on their home court. Because they're not on their home court, I like New Mexico. I'm going to play New Mexico. You can get the same +1.5 for the first half line. New Mexico has covered the first half spread 21 of their last 31 games. San Diego State first half spread has failed to cover 25 of 37 games. That's a huge trend to me that says you've got to go with New Mexico for the first half, and San Diego State not being a home court makes a big difference.
I'm going New Mexico as well. I think New Mexico, the way they're playing in this tournament right now has been really impressive. I think they are the team to beat in this thing now. They've kind of rolled, and I think I don't know, neutral site. I don't really think it's going to favor one team or another here. Both teams pretty good at home as well. Tough home court advantages. So with a neutral site game, I think it evens it out. I just think New Mexico's playing better right now. I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take New Mexico. All right, the last one, and I think this might be the most interesting as far as the tournament goes. Oregon at Colorado for the Pac-12 championship. Okay. Here's the latest. Oregon is not even in the last 4 out, according to the bracketology on ESPN. They really need to win. Colorado is in the last 4 in category right now. Obviously, to be totally safe, Colorado has to win this game. If they lose, I still think they're going to make it. Oregon, probably not. So, long story short, this is a massive game that means a ton. Colorado, 2.5-point favorite. Papa Dude, what do you think about this one?
So is Washington State in?
I only looked up Oregon and Colorado for this.
I just wonder because, one of them's on the bubble and the other one, Oregon, has to win to get in. Sounds like, is that Pac-12 only going to get one? Because to me, Washington State getting beat early like they did might have knocked them out.
They have Washington State as a 6 seed.
Holy cow, you got to be kidding me.
I would not think that's going to – I would think they'll be lower, but that means they're safely
in. Okay, so it looks like if Colorado wins, they're going to get 3. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously the winner of this game, so the Pac-12 is going to get 3. If Colorado's in right now, they win, surely they would stay in, right?
Yeah.
So, if they're ranked, they're in. Anyway – this is a tough game. It really is. Colorado's won. I wrestled around with this morning. At first, I thought, okay, I'm going to take Oregon because I like the way Oregon plays. I love their coach. I know they're going to play pretty well. Then I got to looking at Colorado, and they're red hot. They've won 8 in a row. They're better. I think I've seen them both. I think they're better than Oregon. So I'm going to stick with Colorado to win. But that factor of Oregon having to win this tournament to get in, you can't overlook that. Their coach, Dana Altman, is a great coach. They beat Arizona easy last night. They didn't really have much of a scare there, which doesn't mean anything to me because I don't like Arizona. I don't think they're that good. But you can't overlook them. But I'm going to go with Colorado because they're playing really, really well.
You're going to go with Colorado. And, yeah, you got to kind of keep an eye on things like this. Like if North Carolina State was to win the ACC tournament today, then this is going to change. This is just like current. Here's what's going on. Here's
they're the last 4 in. Is that what you said?
Who's that? Colorado?
Yeah.
They were last 4 in this morning that I saw on ESPN.
It's almost a must win for them to be comfortable.
I would phrase it. It's a must win for both teams. It's a really must win for Oregon.
They have to win. Yeah.
If Oregon loses, they are out. If Colorado loses, they could still make it. I think that's kind of how you got to look at it here. So the other thing, if you're Colorado, if Oregon wins, well, that they could take your spot, So it'll be very interesting. This is a huge, huge matchup. All right, Magic, who you like in this one?
I'm going to do another first half play. Colorado first half -1 is -106 right now. They've covered the first half spread 20 of 34 games this year. Oregon first half spread, they're 12 covers, 23 non-covers. They failed to cover 23 out of 35 games. So I think the Buffaloes trample the Ducks early, and this game is pretty much over at the end of the first half.
There we go.
No, Magic. No. The Buffaloes come right at the Ducks. The Ducks fly away. They'll never catch them. Ducks with ease in this game tonight. I really like Oregon in this game. I feel like they're just a team that's kind of coming on. They've got the urgency. I think the Ducks pull it off and keep that Cinderella story coming. Ducks fly together, Magic. They'll fly together to the NCAA tournament tonight. I like Oregon in this game. All right. Race of the day. Oh, Magic, here we go again. Oaklawn Park, baby. We're having such good success there the first 2 days of the show. Let's make it 3 for 3. I'm going to start with you on this one, Magic. Who do you like in the Whitmore Stakes today at Oaklawn?
Listen, just like the Bang Bang Scissor Gang doesn't always win, I'm not going to go with Daddy Ass today. I'm going with the 2, Teano Twist. I actually have him singled in my Oaklawn Park late pick 5 that Nick and I covered over on the Magic Mike show. You can check that out right now if you want to play the late pick 5. But this is scratched down to now a field of 5 because both the 5 and 7 said not sticking around for this one. That does make it a little harder for Teano Twist, but you said it perfectly. When he fires, he's such a boss out there. He's going to have to work his ass off because with 2 fewer horses in the race, he cannot let Rivet go ahead and get an easy lead. But last time out, Teano Twist lost in the slop to Skelly. Skelly is a lot better than Rivet. I'm hoping that, I know we're in the mud here right now, but I'm hoping that Teano Twist rides a little closer to the pace and is able to capitalize and chase down Rivet for the win. Number 2, Teano Twist.
Teano Twist for Magic. Papa Dude, who you like in this one?
I want him to bring Whitmore out of retirement. I think he'd win this race.
I think he would.
He's one of my favorites of all time. I love that horse. He was classic, and we saw him several times. And the story of that horse is just amazing. He was the meanest horse. He was a handful. But boy, when he wanted to run, he could run. I'm with Magic. I want to take Rivet, but I don't think Rivet's as good. Definitely not as good as Skelly. And I'm going to go with the 2 as well. I don't see anything else in there that can win. So I'm going to go with Teano Twist to win.
All right. All right. I told you Thursday, Magic. It was all about Daddy Ass, and he did it. And I told you yesterday it was all about Keith Ass, and he did it. They're not doing it today. Teano Twist is going to catch Rivet in this spot today. I tell you what, though, as good as those 2 horses ran back-to-back, Thursday, Friday that we covered the show, and as much as I like Teano Twist to win this race, it does make you pause a little bit and be like, ooh, these asses, they're getting it going right now at Oaklawn. Rivet's going to be out on the lead. He's going to scare whoever's trying to come get him. There's no question about it, but you're right. There's Skelly, and then there's Skelly Light. That's Rivet. And I think Teano Twist can catch Rivet. So it's a clean sweep. Teano Twist for all of us here. But it's going to be fun to watch this race. I see people saying, boy, it's kind of a boring day of racing. I disagree. I think there's some good cards out there. Just because there's not major stakes races does not mean there's not good horses running and good betting races. So keep that in mind today. All right, let's go to the best bets.
Anybody who thinks that handicapping 2 Arkansas bred races in a pick 5 sequence, go do it. It's not boring. It is hard. It is very hard to do.
Nope. It's
by the way,
Saturday.
Are they going to bring out Whitmore again today? I saw a picture of him. He is in the barn.
Is he really?
Yes. I saw a picture on Twitter of him in his stall that they keep for him because the barn is named Whitmore.
Right.
So they keep his stall, and he was in the stall and he was cutting up just like he always does. Remember, they brought him out to lead
Mm-hmm.
the horses. What was the post parade? I guess it
Yep.
was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they were so afraid when they did that because they didn't know what he'd do.
Right.
But he was really good. So I don't know if they're going to chance it again or not. Maybe he's calmed down a little bit since he's gotten older. But
I would say they'll bring him out if he's
will
at the
be.
track, but I don't know. I know they did it last year,
Yeah.
but
I can
yeah.
imagine why you would be in the barn.
So yeah, I got to see him once, and they just kind of told me, he's like, yeah, he's not as mean as you think. Like, you go up and touch him, but he said if you're like walking around him, make sure to just stay clear of his reach of his neck, because he just likes to come out and chomp you, you know. But he wasn't just incredibly insane. So
Well, that's quite a story on him.
yeah,
It is.
totally. All right.
When Mopet got him, he couldn't do anything with him.
Mm-mm. No.
He seemed to gravitate toward Moquette's wife.
Yep.
And that's the only one that could deal with him. And she about gave up. She couldn't get him to do anything. He'd get out the track and he'd just stand there. He wouldn't do a thing.
Yep.
Or he would be just the opposite. He'd go nuts.
Yep. He was a bad boy. There's no
they
doubt
were
about
about to give up on him. They were just going to ship his ass out of here.
it.
And finally, she got him to where he'd do something. So
Yeah. Roddy says shit hurts. I've been bit by a horse. Still have the mark on my back till this day. Yeah, I mean, they can grab you. There's no doubt about it.
They got big teeth.
Yep, I've been bit by a couple of them for sure. Yep. All right, Magic. I'm gonna let you go first, and there's a reason why. It's because a late scratch of my best bet today, so I've got to make a change. So,
shoot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to affect my best bets then too, because I was using that horse. All right.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go to Aqueduct. Speaking of scratches, the field of 5 scratched down to 4. So I didn't want to change it because I was confident in her beforehand. I will tell you now that she's probably 1 to 5, 2 to 5. However, the number 1 Gallia Princess at Aqueduct in the 6th race, that's the Cicada Stakes. 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs on the dirt. This filly, I remember when she broke her maiden on debut at Fairgrounds. I think that was Lecomte Stakes Day. Did a really nice effort coming from off the pace. Had to grind down that long stretch at Fairgrounds. Not easy for a first-timer to do, but got up to get the win. Went straight from there, shipped up to Aqueduct where there's snow on the ground when they were racing around the track, and she set a good pace. She got caught late in the stretch, but it was after the 8th pole. So if the 7 furlong race had ended, if it was a 6 furlong race, she might have been able to win. But I also really like, not only did she ship all the way from New Orleans to Aqueduct for the spot, face winners in a stakes race, had to go 7 furlongs. She had to do it from the rail. She fended off a challenger. The 5 horse comes back in here. She got rid of that horse going into the turn. And then when she got past, she did not give up. And I love that effort that she had there. She doesn't need the lead. She showed that on debut, but she also showed last out that she can go ahead and handle being up front. And unless it's a really good horse like Colina's Forte that comes and get her. I'm going to go with this horse. I know Kevin's saying watch out for the Blofeld horse, number 4, Miss Harriet. Been sitting there at Laurel Park beating up on Maryland breds, and she's okay. But you've got a good jockey, Kendrick Carmouche, aboard. But Gallia Princess, this feels to me like a future like Saratoga Stakes winner for Brad Cox, Belmont Stakes winner. Like, this horse seems like she's got a ton of talent. This seems like the logical spot for her. So I love that she's up here. So give me the 1, Gallia Princess, 4 to 5. Aaron, did I spin the wheels long enough for you to make a new pick?
Almost. We're gonna let Papa Dude go next, and then I'm gonna come up with a new pick here. So Papa Dude, tell us who you like today.
Well, you take your time and find a good one. Okay. I don't have much to say about this one, though. I'll try. I got it. So you can. I thought today the college picks were very hard. And I had a bad night last night. And on our show the other day, we talked about the psychology of betting. When you have a bad night, you really don't like anything the next day. I don't know if Magic's that way, but I know I am. When I struggle and I just had it. Could have won all 3 of them and lost all 3 of them. And that leads you in. And I'm a little bit leery on these conference championship games. These conference tournaments are so tough. Anyway, but this is the best one that jumped out at me today. Again, I saw somebody earlier say they thought this line was too low. and I do too. But UAB is South Florida is playing UAB today. UAB is one of those teams that they're always threatening to get in the tournament. They're seasoned. There's some of those schools that's every year UAB's in the hunt to get in there, and they either make it or they don't. So they're scary. You got a South Florida team that's never been there. They've never been there. I think they lock up an at-large bid if they win this. I think they will. I think that league's going to get 2, but I'm not sure. What I'm getting at is, what's the pressure? The pressure's huge on both teams, but this South Florida team has had a fantastic year, and I think they need this game to get in as an at-large. I think if they lose, they're out. So that's worrying me a little bit. They're better than UAB. I saw them handle them. UAB is inconsistent. They are good enough to win. I don't think they will. So I'm going to go with the Bulls to come through for me one more time.
All right. You're going to go with the South Florida Bulls. I like it today. Now, I did see, and I want to be clear, not Kevin O. Kevin O likes the Bulls just like you here today. But the other Kevin B, was on the Discord today. He likes UAB. So there could be a big fight today between Kevin B and Papa Dude. That would be fun to watch. So we'll see what happens.
No, it won't be. So
well, we don't know what Kevin B looks
am I going
like.
to be on Discord today? We're going to be on Discord today.
Yeah, maybe today's the day you get on Discord and you tell Kevin B how dumb he is. I don't know.
No, I like Is he the one that Belmont Day? Is he the Kevin, or is it the other?
Yes. Yeah.
That might be fun.
Let me pull up exactly what he said. I can't find it. There's been too much talk.
He could be totally right.
He said he hates to say it, but he does like UAB today.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. Good for him, right? All right, let's go on to this sucks now. The only other horse I had played today was the Chosen Brawn. He's gonna be a short price, I should say, but I mean, I'm having to pivot. I tried not to put this horse on the best bets for today here on the show, but literally clicked on my horse and it had scratched, and it did not scratch until like at least 20 minutes ago. I know that for sure. So Chosen Brawn for me. If you don't want to play that short price, I think the 2 and the 4 are the 2 horses to play underneath the 1 here. Elwood Blues, I think, has got a real good shot today. So I would play him underneath. I'd also play the 4. I believe that's in that Ghost of Midnight.
Yep.
Ghost of Midnight. Yeah. I think one of those 2 are going to finish second. So if you want to go with exacta, go the 1 over the 2-4. But the Chosen Brawn for me should outclass this group today. Should kind of just stock the pace like last time and then get the job done. So I'm going to go Santa Anita race 8, the number 1, the Chosen Brawn. Dennis, Tampa Bay race 5, number 1, Startup Mentality was the horse I had originally on the show. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like these scratch picks. I don't like that.
Well,
I think it ought to count only if you get this race right, because this was not your best bet. You didn't have.
Well, we'll see how it goes. We make the rules so we can see how it goes. See what happens here.
I know.
All right, I'm going to go Santa Anita race 8, number 1, the Chosen Brawn. Magic is going Aqueduct race 6, number 1, Gallia Princess. And Papa Dude's going to go South Florida -2. All right, Magic, got any final thoughts?
We all need some Gallia Princess in our life. Let's get some Gallia Princess today, boys.
We need it. We need it badly. We need it absolutely painfully badly. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be right back here tomorrow. Everybody have a good rest of your Saturday.